I'm David, Director of CI Flexo for Koenig Bauer. And today we are welcoming Andrzej Walica and his team from Polstop, who are currently carrying out their factory acceptance test for their new XT Pro. Hi, welcome to Koenig Bauer.
Thank you very much for having us here.
Andrzej, first question. What did you know before you decided to go for a Koenig Bauer press, and what are your impressions now?
This is very funny because I started my career in this industry quite the same time as Koenig Bauer has entered into flexo printing. Roughly speaking, 8 years ago, I did my first test and trials representing Polstop with Flexo Technica press manufacturer, earlier purchased by Koenig Bauer. Even back then, the technology was really competitive. But I have to admit that the progress Koenig Bauer has made since that time is really impressive. And I really appreciate your commitment to grow the business together with us.
Of course. What are your expectations for the new XT Pro machine?
You know better than me that Koenig Bauer is very well known as the market leader in production of machines for newspapers industry and banknotes production. And we are actually expecting to link the efficiency of newspaper business with very high quality requirements typical for banknotes, so the both.
And how does the new XT Pro stand out compared to your current machines that you're running in your machine park?
Currently in Polstop, we are running 5 printing presses, 2 of which are central cylinder ones, very similar in concept to the XT Pro machine. We work in all 3 Flexo ink technologies. Apart from UV inks, we also print Flexo solvent and Flexo water-based. The new XT Pro is designed for. Many technical solutions are exactly the same or very similar to what we are using now, from camera systems, inspections, etc. However, there is a major difference in terms of the scale of the productions and performance to be achieved. Because since many years, Polstop was focused mainly on the narrow web and medium web Flexo technology, mainly serving short and medium-sized single production runs. The new machine is a game changer for that. The very stable frame itself, very high speeds of mechanical speeds, 500 running meters per minute, very high capacities in drying. This all brings us into wide web production, and we are getting ready to serve high size volumes. And this is very much in line to our strategy that we adopted a few years ago. Already a couple of years ago, we installed lamination, coating and converting in web width. So this fully lies into our specification.
You talked a lot about your expectations for increased productivity. Mm-hmm. Are there any other factors that you're looking forward to?
Yes, there are a few, but 2 major ones are first the quality and the standards of job we achieve on the press. The second is efficiency also in terms of waste reduction and energy savings.
If we talk about production stability, what are your expectations and what are Polstop's requirements and how can the XT Pro fulfill them?
Well, modern Flexo is very much about managing technical tolerances because of a number of different factors that impact it. Mainly when we speak about machine, it's very much about stability. So we find the XT Pro machine as very adequate to our requirements because of its first, very stable, strong frame, which has been cast here in the foundation in Würzburg, which is absolutely unique comparing to other manufacturers of presses in the industry. But it's also about carbon fiber mandrels. Those 2 elements, they are critical to eliminate vibrations on the machine and to solve the problem of bouncing, typical for the industry for many years, right? But it's also very much about measuring and controlling the ink itself. This problem should be solved with 2 alternative systems installed in the machine. One is standard viscosity measurement and adjustment, but the other is your recommendation in terms of temperature stabilization with a dedicated chiller. So this all should bring us into much better quality.
This is the reason why we are naming our XT Pro model the working horse of the industry, exactly. But you have also mentioned about energy efficiency and waste reduction. Can you tell us more about how the XT Pro helps us with achieving your goals at Polstop?
So in terms of waste reduction, we generate, unfortunately, a lot of waste of substrate and ink because so many starts and stops. And the new machine we are about to install is equipped with very innovative, brand new solution recently adapted by Koenig Bauer. It's a zero waste system which automatically sets register and pressure on the entire press. So it should allow to start proper productions from the very first meter. In terms of energy, there are a few things. One is the recirculation of air within the machine, because as you know, drying is the major factor which consumes an enormous amount of energy. The system we use on 2 other machines in-house. But here we have one game changer in this machine. This is a system fully linked with our in-house solutions. Back 2025, we started a project to recover waste hot air, which comes from many processes we have in-house. For example, VOC oxidizer, UV curing, or air compressors. For a lot of time, they were producing a lot of energy. We simply released that to the atmosphere. Currently, we are installing a heat recovery system based off heat exchangers, and we will transport this energy from this process directly into the machine. So the fresh air will be already preheated, and high capacity heaters will have only to heat it up to a certain level. So this should significantly reduce the power consumption, well, with very positive impact both in terms of business but also environment and CO2 emissions.
I can only say I'm impressed with the passion that we share for this joint project. Now you're already one day into what I would say a really ambitious FAT with a lot of things planned, a lot of testing going on. What are your expectations and what is the plan for the rest of the FAT?
This FAT is a really big challenge. That's why we brought a number of technicians and specialists from Polstop. I think you didn't expect so many people.
No,
here.
I did not.
But they have a lot of things to do here. So we are printing a number of jobs, both of paper, film. We print in both ink technology, solvent and water base. We, of course, verify all the components and technical aspects of the machine, but also we do the pre-calibration of the machine. So we would like to leave Würzburg with having the standard of the machine already agreed. So we can significantly speed up the commissioning process during SAT and start of the regular production in Q 2026.
Andre, thanks for the interview. Thanks for your openness. I wish you a lot of success for the rest of the FAT and of course, good luck and good success with your new XT Pro. Thanks for coming to Würzburg.
Thank you very much, and let's keep our finger crossed for joint cooperation.
Thanks.
Thank you.